And I'm assuming part of that, Kenny, is right. We're pulling from a smaller pool, but then are we potentially slowing down the rate of beef cow slaughter enough to maybe indicate that we're maintaining or possibly starting to think about growing the cattle herd?
That's the interesting question. So to the first comment you made, absolutely. Some of that is because this was a smaller cow herd to begin with, so the pool is smaller. I think you and I talked about this maybe back in February when we talked about those January 1 beef cattle inventory numbers. But given the number of heifers that we thought were out there, it was really hard to think about anything other than the cow herd being down a little bit again in January 2026. And the way that I've kind of framed what's happening so far, or at least appears to be happening so far with the cow numbers, is that the liquidation is definitely slowing, but it's not so much about heifer retention; it's more about reduced beef cow slaughter, and we're seeing that even more in 2025. The truth is, if we kept beef cow slaughter levels running 20% below a year ago, then we started having a conversation about this cow herd actually maybe being a little bit higher in 2026. Now, having said that, Megan, I don't think we'll continue to do that throughout the year. I think we'll be closer to year ago levels on the back end of 2025. But it really does make a point that, hey, we are culling this cow herd a whole lot, or we are not culling this cow herd near as hard as we have been the last few years. So that absolutely comes into play. And we're recording this in late March, right? So we've had some cattle, some heifers, right, that were probably in wheat grazing programs or some sort of backgrounding type program. We also don't know how many of those heifers might have been intended to be feeders, and people start thinking about it again. If weather cooperates, could some of those heifers actually become a pool of replacement heifers as well? So a lot to watch in the coming months.